Hi to all. In this video, we're going to see a phasor diagram of three-phase induction motor. Three-phase induction motor, or otherwise we can call rotating transformer. Why we are calling rotating transformer? In the transformer, we are not giving any supply to the secondary. At the same time, here when you come for three-phase induction motors, we are not going to give any supply to the rotor. Okay, here primary, there in the transformer it's a primary. In a three-phase induction motor, it's a stator. Okay, so stator is just like a stator as a primary and rotor as a secondary. So we are not supply any voltage to the rotor, and it works with the mutual induction principle only, same just like the transformer. That's what we call the uh, three-phase induction motors also rotating transformer. Okay, now we see phasor diagram of three-phase induction motor. In a three-phase induction motor, the stator winding is connected to a three-phase supply and the rotor winding is short-circuited. The energy is transferred magnetically from the stator windings to the short-circuited rotor windings. Therefore, an induction motor may be considered to be a transformer with the rotating secondary. Okay, the stator winding corresponds to transformer primary and the rotor winding correspond to transformer secondary. In view of the similarity of the flux and the voltage conditions to those in a transformer, one can expect that the equivalent circuit of an induction motor will be similar to the transformer. So, equivalent circuit also similar to transformer. Shows in the figure 3.8. Equivalent circuit per phase for an induction motor. Let's discuss the stator and rotor circuits separately. Okay, R1 is the primary side, here stator side resistance, and X1 is the inductance reactance of primary side, here stator side. Okay, and these are the I naught, Im and Iw, Xm and R naught. Okay, when you come for rotor side, here R2 and I2 dash. E2 dash is equal to S into E2. Okay, just like a transformer. Okay, stator circuit. In the stator circuit, the events the very smaller to those in the transformer primary. The applied voltage per phase to the stator is V1, and R1 X1 are the stator resistance and leakage reactance per phase respectively. The applied voltage V1 produces a magnetic flux which links the stator winding, that is primary, as well as the rotor winding, that is secondary. As a result, self-induced EMF E1 is induced in the stator winding and mutually induced EMF E2 dash, E2 dash, that is S into E2, that is S into K into E2, where K is the transformation ratio, is induced in the rotor winding. The flow of the stator current I1 causes voltage drop in R1 and X1. So V1 is equal to minus E1 EI or E1 plus I1 multiplied with R1 plus JX1. Phasor sum. When the motor is at no load, the stator winding draws a current I naught. It has two components via okay, no load no load motor loss and magnetizing component. Okay, Im and this one. Okay, we set a magnetic flux in the core and the air gap. The parallel combination of Rc and Xm therefore represents the no-load motor losses and the production of magnetic flux respectively. So I naught is equal to Iw plus Im. Rotor circuit. Okay. Here R2 and X2 represents the rotor resistance and standstill conditions, rotor resistance per phase respectively. At any slip S, the rotor reactance will be X2. The induced voltage per phase in the rotor is E2 dash is equal to S into E2. So S into K into E1. Since the rotor winding is short circuited, the whole of EMF E2 dash is used up in circulating in the rotor current I2 dash. So E2 dash is equal to IR. E equal to IR. So I2 dash multiply with R2 plus JS X2. The rotor current I2 I dash 2 is referred as I double dash 2, that is equal to K into I dash 2 in the stator. The phasor sum of I double dash 2 and I naught gives the stator current I1. It is important to note that the input to the primary and output from the secondary of a transformer or electrical. However, in the induction motor, the input to the stator and the rotor are electrical, but the output from the rotor is mechanical. To facilitate calculations, it is desirable and necessary to replace the mechanical load by an equivalent electrical load. We have transformer equivalent circuit of the induction motor. Okay, it may be is a vector diagram of induction motor. Okay. It may be noted that even though the frequencies of stator and rotor currents are different, yet the magnetic fields due to them rotate at synchronous speed ns. The stator currents produces a magnetic flux which rotates at a speed ns. At slip s, the speed of rotation of the rotor field relative to the rotor surface in the direction of rotation of the rotor is 120 f by p. So f dash by p. So 120 s into f by p. So that we can write s into n s, because 120 f by p is nothing but ns. Ns is equal to 120 f by p. So along with this, so s into ns. But the rotor is revolving a speed of n relative to the stator core. Therefore, the speed of rotor field relative to stator core, we can rewrite s into ns plus n is equal to ns minus n plus n, that is equal to ns. Okay, that is thus no matter what the value of slip s, the stator and rotor magnetic fields are synchronizations with each other when seen by the observer stationary in space. Consequently, the three-phase induction motor can be regarded as being equivalent to a transformer having an air gap separating the iron portions of the magnetic circuit in the primary and secondary windings. Shows in the phasor diagram of 3.9. In this phasor diagram, okay, it shows the values. Okay, so it's just like a transformer, three-phase induction motor, just like a rotating transformer. Primary in the here it's a stator, and secondary here it's a rotor. So that's why it's called rotating transformer. We are not giving any supply to the rotor in the case of three-phase induction motors. Thank you.